Talk to me about Dropbox Spaces. What does this do?
It's been a great day. So we announced Dropbox Spaces, which is one of the biggest changes we've ever made at Dropbox. And it's our first step towards building what we call the smart workspace, which is a calmer and more focused working environment, and changes the Dropbox experience from being a folder full of files to an intelligent, collaborative team workspace for all your cloud content. Because we watch as our customers are using Office, they're using G Suite and Slack and Zoom. Dropbox is becoming this new kind of app that brings all these other apps together and cuts down on the noise and makes it a smarter and calmer experience.
You know, Drew, I'm from New York, so I should have known that your name was Houston and not how I was Houston. I should have said that. So talk to me here about how you're building on current customers, or if you want Dropbox Spaces to be new customers.
Well, we've built our entire business on collaborating on files. But with the smart workspace, we're going beyond that on a bunch of dimensions. So first is supporting every kind of cloud content so that you can still have your PowerPoints and PDFs in Dropbox, but then you can also have Google Docs and Dropbox Paper Docs and Airtables and whatever you're using all in one place. And then second is it's a much more engaging experience. So in addition to the content, you can see all the conversations around it and all the context around it. And you can send someone a Slack message from Dropbox, or see your calendar, or start a Zoom meeting. And we found that a lot of our customers are struggling to piece all this together, having to switch between a bunch of different apps. And so we see an opportunity to organize your working life across all these different tools while still maintaining the choice to use what you want to use.
Talk to me about top-line revenue growth. When we dig into your financials, very strong double-digit top-line growth. Some analysts, though, at least on the average consensus on the Bloomberg terminal, looking like it could slow to in the mid-teens. What are you doing to maintain that top-line revenue growth?
Well, first, we start with a huge opportunity. And in many ways, Dropbox Spaces expands on our opportunity, because certainly many companies or many teams need to collaborate around files, but every team needs to collaborate around content. And so we start with solving a problem that every person in every company has. And then with the new Dropbox and with Spaces, we're evolving the experience. And now we have a new generation of our product. It does a lot more for our users than we have in the past. And now our focus turns to driving adoption, getting in people's hands.
And analysts are actually really starting to forecast what could be your first annual profit in 2019. Are you on track to reach those goals?
Well, I mean, it's a testament we've got a really efficient and scalable business. And balancing growth and profitability has always been important to us. And we've, in many ways, applied the consumer internet playbook to business software. So we've got this really efficient self-serve motion where people spread the product for free, and that's how we've been able to reach, that's how we've been able to grow the business, and it's worked really well.
There's been a lot of scrutiny recently on unprofitable companies. You've been public for about 18 months or so. What's been the biggest challenge?
I mean, it's been pretty straightforward for us, and in many ways we laid the tracks for being a public company years before we ever filed for an IPO. And so the biggest challenge is actually something that I think is healthy for us, which is it's like being drafted in the majors. There's a big scoreboard. You know, we got to perform. It creates a big sense of urgency. And on the one hand, there might be parts of that which are challenging, but I think in a lot of ways it builds a healthy discipline and rigor into what you do. It creates a lot of urgency.